Good morning, everybody. It's a beautiful day here in the Ozarks. I think everybody saw Jenny's pictures of the flooding last Friday and even still running Saturday morning, but we can see the intermittent stream here has gone back down, and it's, again, boy, look at that grass. It's starting to come on. Really looking forward to that. But in the midst of all the high water, the creek brought us something that we really didn't like. And this is one of those things, kind of like Jenny said about the dogs. It's not something that we necessarily like to share, but we do want to be open and honest about things like this. But we've got somebody's dead animal, and obviously been dead for a couple of weeks anyway, that came down the creek to us. And obviously that is something that we don't like, because this poses a herd health risk to our animals. Of course, there are laws that do deal with disposing of livestock properly. In fact, I went and checked out the Missouri Department of Agriculture's website whenever we did discover this animal, and it did say that the Department of Agriculture would help you find whoever's animal it was, or carcass, I guess I should say it was, that wasn't disposed of properly, and help the landowner get them disposed of. But I did call them, and they essentially said, well, if it washed in and there's no ear tag, no brands, there's nothing we could do about that. But I guess I was a little disappointed in that, because called a couple of the neighbors upstream, not wanting to cause a lot of friction there, but just said, hey, just so you're aware, what went on. An animal did come downstream, but it's, to me, it would seem maybe that the Department of Agriculture could at least spend an afternoon, come down and knock on some doors, and maybe that would let people know that leaving or even placing your animals in a watershed that is going to wash carcasses downstream is not acceptable, and by law it is, you're not allowed to do that. And there's a handful of methods that you are allowed to use to dispose of animals, and some of those aren't feasible for landowners. Probably the most economical is to just haul them away and bury them is the proper way to dispose of them. Again, certainly leaving them in a ditch where they can wash down onto your neighbor's property is certainly not an acceptable way of disposing of animal carcasses. Okay, so we got the carcass of unknown origins. Got it hauled across the farm to an area where the animals just don't frequent. We pretty well use the pasture that's adjacent to this wood just for hay. So that's probably as good a place as any to dig a hole to bury it, to dispose of the carcass in the proper means. And again, just kind of want to reiterate, we're not putting this out here looking for to get anybody into trouble, but let's just, come on, farmers, we can do better. We can dispose of our carcasses in the way that they should be, to ensure good herd health security for all of our neighbors, and for anyone who's just kind of learning about farming. Please keep in mind that there are a lot of people out there who do things right, who try to provide for not only their own good herd health, but also want to be neighborly and dispose of their own animals in the proper way. Have a great day.